You know, it's funny though, of all the friends I had in high school and before, me and Bob Ballasty and I were really the only two that got into slot cars and went on to racing, any kind of racing. All my other friends, well, I surfed a while, but they were all surfers and, you know, busy doing the social thing. And I went a different way.
Yeah.
Glad I did.
Yeah, I don't have too many regrets about any part of that stuff.
No, I have no regrets at all, except I spent all my money.
Yeah, well, that was the excuse why I had to work,
Yeah.
so I could make money to play with toys.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I sold
Still,
my car.
to this day,
I retired.
same principle working.
I retired. Couldn't afford it anymore. Every time you go to the races, something breaks and it costs $1,000.
Yeah. It's very expensive to race.
So we sold the car. We had 2 alcohol Chryslers,
Nice.
full on. We had $40,000 each in each motor.
Easy.
Sold them, and that was Greg getting parts, and because he owned Right Way Blower, and so he had all the connections, and we got stuff cheap. But when I retired, that was the end of it.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. I got bragging rights.
So are there any memorable nights that you remember at J&J or Western or any of the?
I
What
remember
was the
at
most
J&J.
exciting race you guys remember?
Well, at J&J one night, I remember Tom McEwen and Don Perdome came in to match race. And I think Chuck Blaney built them cars
For both of them?
for both of them. And it was a big deal. There was a lot of people there
Oh
that
my
night.
God.
And they announced it, you know, and they came up to the line and off they went. It was a match, 3-race deal.
See, I didn't know about that. I remember reading about McEwen and Gary Gablich. I don't know if it was at JJ or J&J or where it was.
Yeah,
But that
well,
was in Rod and Custom.
Pretty sure there was McEwen and Perdome because they were the two. You know, they raced together all the time. They were
Yeah.
famous for being together, and they raced. I thought that was a pretty big deal because we'd go out to Lions every Saturday night
Sure.
and see them race cars. And when
Right.
they came in to race slot cars down at our level, we thought that was a pretty big deal.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that those guys were regulars.
I guess
Yeah, that's
McEwen
right.
was.
Thanks for
I don't know
Chuck.
about Perdome.
I think Chuck drug him in there, especially when there was rainouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
was
was
a
fun.
little bit envious of you guys getting to go to all those races.
You know,
I
at the
would have liked
time,
to have gone.
it was like not a big deal, you know, because when you do something at the time,
Sure.
you think it was just normal
It's
stuff.
just what you do.
But then later on, you go, "Wow,
This was
we did
special.
that."
Yeah.
Especially as kids,
Yeah,
because I just scratching my head thinking, how did I do that?
I know.
You know?
Me too. I think
can't-
about it all the time.
I didn't have those skills then, but I guess I did. I don't know.
Well, it's
I
amazing
don't
what you
know.
can do if you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
If you have the desire, it can happen, I guess.
Yeah, I followed the article, the Jed Donahue.
Donahoe. I think.
Donahoe.
Yeah.
His showed his car in there, and I just kind of looked and studied the pictures, and my uncle got me the magnesium frame, that same little 11-inch long
Yeah.
pieces, and you know, I
Yeah.
screwed them together and laid it out, laid the gears on it, drew it with ink, and took a primitive drill press and
Yeah. And a file and
yeah,
lots of
filed it
sandpaper
out. Yep,
and semi-chrome.
yep.
Lots of semi-chrome.
Polish it up to a gleaming finish.
Actually, Jed Donahoe was kind of responsible for getting me and Bob into it.
Yeah,
Because his dad owned a hobby shop and they had trains, and so he started building slot cars when they were first, you know, came about, the kits and stuff.
so he was one of the first guys you knew that had the
Yeah,
dragster.
Jed Donahoe, because his dad owned a hobby shop, and then they built a drag strip in the back room, and we all started building little dragsters and brass tube frames
Sure.
and racing them back there. And then his dad, Jiggs, it was Jiggs Hobby Shop. His dad and Jim Gallagher opened up J&J Raceway, and then we all started going there, and that was the beginning of it.
Neat.
So it was that hobby shop. And Jed, he might have been a year older than me, but he was a smart kid,
Yeah.
real sharp, and he was really good at making these at the very beginning.
Wasn't he a road racer? Mostly?
Yes, yeah, I think he was. But he did a lot of drag racing. His name is all over this book.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
And He was a pretty sharp kid. He used to airbrush sweatshirts too, and he couldn't have been 15 years old. And in that hobby shop, he did want to put it in the window, and every
Yeah.
kid that went by said, "Oh, I gotta have one of
I gotta
those."
have one.
And
He
Ed
was
Roth
making
was
extra money.
doing them,
Yeah.
and Jed started doing them. It was right there in the neighborhood. Pretty soon, every kid in the neighborhood had one, and he did. He made a lot of extra money that
That's
way.
cool.
Just airbrushing shirts in the back of the hobby shop. I have no idea whatever happened to him though. But he was into go-karts. He went into go-karts with
Oh,
Bob and
really?
I, and then we kind of lost touch. It's amazing though that the both of us started out in slot cars and went all the way up to full-on dragsters.
Yep.
Had a 300-inch Smurf McKinney chassis with a blown Chrysler in it, all
Holy
aluminum
cow.
Brad Anderson stuff.
Wow.
So it was fun. It was fun. It's just way too expensive.
Yeah.
But I mean, and here's the beginning. I would have never done that probably if I hadn't have done any of this.
It's kind of the way I feel.
Have you been out to that drag race, electric drags in Buena Park? Either one of you?
If it's the same one that was there in the 60s,
I've
No,
been.
it's a
I know
different
where.
one,
it
I
is.
think.
Yeah, I know where one is. It's
John's been out there. He knows quite a bit about
John's
what's
the
going on.
king of slot cars.
Yes.
He is.
huh?
And
Still.
at that place in Buena Park, he knows everybody.
Yeah.
He runs the show. It's his series.
Yeah, my buddy took me over there a couple of years ago. We went during the daytime on a Saturday or
Yeah,
Sunday,
that's
and
what-
I
I was
got to
there too.
see it. I saw the drag, but there was no drag racers at that time there.
I was amazed. We ran these cars on 36 volts,
Yeah.
and now they run
Right.
on 16 volts.
Yeah.
And the cars are real small and a lot lighter than these, and they go under a second.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I heard they're going a half a second or something.
Yeah, I was pretty
That's-
amazed at that.
Pretty amazing. What are the frames made out of?
I think they're just made out of small brass tubing. I think. I'm not
Really?
sure, to be honest
No
with you.
magnesium, huh?
I don't know. I don't think so. I could be wrong about that.
I think I should drop by there just for kicks. I got enough bad influences in my life, but I just want to look.
Yeah, me too.
Just kind of.
I got too much going on right now.
Yeah.
Well, me and Bob Ballasty, we went out there one Saturday, and we walk in, and I don't know anybody there, and we're walking around, and all these they're drag racing, and the slot, the oval, the road racing. Those cars were so fast you couldn't even keep
You
your eyes
can't
on
even
them.
see them.
And so we're standing around there, and finally some guy comes up and he goes, "How you guys doing? Can I answer any questions?" And I said, "Yeah. You know John Sucres?" And he goes, "Well, yeah." "Yeah, I know John Sucres." And I go, "Yeah, I'm a friend of his." He goes, "Yeah, you've been into slot car racing?" I said, "Oh, years ago." So it was interesting. Out of all the guys I know, John still the king of slot cars.
Yeah, it's a trip.
He really stuck with it all these years.
He was the king of the pinball machine too at J&J's.
Yep. Yep.
They had a pinball machine in there?
He'd just walk away. There'd be all kinds of replays on. He'd just get tired of playing them. Leave.
I tell you, I used to
funny.
get so mad at John when I was a kid because his cars were so fast. His cars were faster than everybody's, and I could not, no matter what I tried, I could not make my cars go as fast as his.
And they seem so plain and simple.
Yeah, I just think, how does he do that? The guy's cheating. Somehow he must be cheating.
It's that electronic engineering
But,
background.
He's a smart guy. John's a real smart guy. He just was ahead of us.
Yeah, boy.
But that's part of it. Live and learn.
Yeah.